down.
I'm going to say this, and people can be mad at me if they want to. I think just because someone passes on, it doesn't mean we just, oh, now we can't say anything negative or honest about you. I think just because someone passes on, it doesn't mean we just, oh, now we can't say anything negative or honest about you. I think just because someone passes on, it doesn't mean we just, oh, now we can't say anything negative or honest about you.
Shout out to everybody that is here, but specifically shout out to CP the Trucker. As you can see, I actually pulled one of his comments from the comment section of some video. I'm like, this is a great question. He said that was a birthday celebration, not a honeymoon, even though I do think that a lot of these women think that she was out there basically on her honeymoon, wasn't even married, didn't get married, wasn't able to make it to the altar, but I digress. That's not the point. He said, funny how dude seems to have all this money, yet won't pay one dime to help get her body back to the United States. Just from her videos, you can tell they're trying way too hard for them to be so happy. And then, of course, I respond and say that I'm going to do a video on it. And we already know that Joe allegedly lost $100 million. None of these heifers want to talk about none of that. They don't want to acknowledge none of that. Specifically, the alleged friend who came out here and defended this man to the hilt. The thing is, how did black men get into this? It's because they want to deflect, as far as I'm concerned. No one wants to ask this question. No one wants to talk about this. But that girl was saying that everybody was mispronouncing his name. They shouldn't be besmirching him. She knows that they were in love, allegedly, even though they was communicating, her and Ashley, through Instagram as opposed to on the phone through text messages at minimum. So she was such a good friend, but you can't even talk to her on a regular phone. It had to be through an app. I digress on that too. But why aren't the hating hoes talking about the fact that Joe is not giving up any money? Even if he can't talk to the press, which is fine. If he may be potentially implicated, and I'm sure he doesn't want to go to jail in Africa, no shade, Africa, why wouldn't you at least put your money where your mouth is? Put your money where your mouth is based off of all these heifers talking about how wonderful you were and how somehow, some way, black men are the issue and the problem when it was a whole ass white man that was supposed to be there protecting her. Now, listen, white people, I don't have a problem with y'all, but I want to address this directly to those that seem to have a problem with us, speaking on the fact that she wanted to show this man and show how wonderful life was, and wanted to show how the soft life is, and wanted to show about divestment, and wanted to make sure that on Twitter, people knew that her and her mom were effing white men, and she knew that she would end up with a white man, and she knew that she would have half and half babies. She put all this mess out here. She put all this information out here. He had so much money. They were taking flights. They were flying here, flying there, flying everywhere. He was by her side. We want to go for tacos? Let's go to Mexico. That's what it seemed like that video meant. Then they ended up in Zanzibar, child. I'm thinking of the Tasmanian times, however you enunciate it, child. Don't come for me. But all these things that he was allegedly there for, and these wonderful poses and pictures, and y'all still can't see that this stuff was just, it was just like a reality show. None of this was real. None of this was real. It was all pretend for the internet. It was a show that y'all wanted to put on. You got more realness from the friend who came through and did her video on her phone, or however she recorded it. That was more real than any one thing that I have seen. I'm going to take this one on the chin. Than any one thing that I have seen on Ashley's any social media platforms. Not Instagram, not TikTok, not Twitter, not nothing. Nothing real. All these photographs, all these filmings. Child, I just heard her voice the first time when we watched that one video yesterday, and the way that she was speaking doesn't go along with the way that she was looking. You want to love to see anything on the internet when it basically allegedly shows that black men ain't ish, and you want to run to it and run with it and think that you are going to get this life that you think that this woman had. This woman was putting on a show, and y'all fell for it hook, line, and sinker. Now, this is in no way saying that Ashley deserved to be taken on up out of here. I don't believe that it's self-deletion. I continue to say that over and over and over again. But with the introduction of the butler or the associate of the hotel coming through and her saying that he was supposed to come back in 15 minutes or she was supposed to come back in 15 minutes, that leaves some questions. But y'all refuse to even think that there could be anyone else You don't want to say that she did it. You don't want to say that he did it, allegedly. Then who is it? Y'all don't even mention the alleged attendant, butler, or whoever. So who is it? Is it black men that did it all the way over here in the United States? Y'all are giving the white man a pass. I mean, let me be fair. Half of them are basically saying that they think that Joe did it, but there's definitely questions about whether Joe could have done it, considering he was down in room 65 and she was all the way up in room 25, and they acknowledge from verified publications that that was at least a 10-minute walk or run or whatever it is that they do, a golf cart. I don't know. The problem with what some of you heifers, specifically soft life divester people, are saying is that you're cutting for that man and you're bringing in men that have absolutely nothing to do with this situation. Black men have absolutely nothing to do with the situation. The tweets that are out there, Ashley wrote, that's on her. The pictures that she put out there, the videos, the Instagram, the TikTok, she put that mess out there. That stuff doesn't help at all. She wanted to make it seem like he was rich. Allegedly, he was. And he was so rich and he was so concerned about her that during the time where she was either in the hospital or possibly dead, he was trying to make sure that he could get some more money, which I guess y'all should be okay with, because money over everything basically is what y'all say and show every day that you come out here on this daggone internet saying stuff that don't make no daggone sense. Your hypocrisy is showing. I'm just very confused as to how any of this has anything to do with anything other than that man and that woman and their parents. Where's Joe's family? Where's Joe's mom and dad? Where are Joe's ex-wives and children? If he had ex-wives, I'm not really sure. I haven't looked into it yet. Where's anyone on his behalf? Where are any other white people coming out here to say anything about him? Child, they don't need to. They said, child, he a grown-ass man, handle your business. It's just black people that come out here wilding out and worrying about somebody else. Even in the midst of this tragedy where we're trying to get to the daggone bottom line, y'all still be fighting. You fighting for fighting's sake because there's nothing to fight about. What we are looking at are the things that she decided to put out here. And the odds are, and it looks like, that what she was putting out here was a bunch of lies. Because if this was such a loving relationship, why isn't he doing anything? He don't have to talk to nobody. He could have went and put the whole $50,000 into that GoFundMe to show where it is that he stood. You got the deity over there, the black deity that's actually out here trying to fight for his daughter, who had disparaging things to say about him, fighting for her, going to DC. Y'all don't want to acknowledge that. Y'all don't want to give no credit for that. Y'all just want to say that white is right. And then you be the same people talking about white supremacy, discrimination, and racism. Is this not a way to support white supremacy? You are sitting up here saying that he did nothing wrong and that you can absolve him. Not all, definitely not all, but enough of y'all that are saying this and trying to figure out a way to bring a black man into it who ain't got shit to do with none of this. Just because they're on this here internet saying that they don't appreciate her tweets, they have a right to do that because her tweets were directed towards them. Remember when y'all was talking about Kobe? Out of the blue, you just wanted to disparage him and talk negatively about him and talk about, basically, as far as I'm concerned, not only all the people on the plane, but also his daughter, his black daughter. It only matters when they're mixed, when it's a black man, but when it's Serena's child, y'all are okay with it, right? Or Serena's children, it's okay then. It's okay for Cam, even though those kids are not even hers. It's okay for the rest of these alleged black women and black women who marry white men or outside of their race. You have no problem with that. This is why nobody takes y'all seriously. This is why this mess continues to fester and look more and more crazy than it needs to be. Because now y'all want some empathy and sympathy. Maybe y'all should give something in order to get something. Now that's a bar. Maybe y'all should give something in order to get something instead of commanding and demanding, because for some reason you're not seemingly seeing that what it is that you're doing doesn't work. What it is that the black Cindy Brady did. If you black, if you Tariq Nasheed, Kevin Samuels, black men don't get behind black women, get behind you and be what? Going over a cliff? Y'all ain't nothing positive coming out of getting behind y'all, because nothing that y'all seemingly do makes any sense. If it don't apply, let it fly. If it's you, too bad. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you need to do something to change your own situation so that you can get a different outcome. But I know that I'm wasting my breath on that. And we will continue to talk about this. We will continue to talk about y'all. And we will continue to talk about whatever the hell it is that we need to. You don't like it? Don't be here. Scroll the fuck up. Shout out to Take Heed to the Message. Y'all make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new. Make sure you hype this daggone video. Make sure you comment. I see you all in the next one.